So the message I'm getting here is the show must go on. Let's see what that means. First card, the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Second card is the Tower. Let's see. Third card is High Priestess in reverse. So, okay, the reverse Nine of Cups is definitely a wish that did not get fulfilled. I'm getting that somebody's dream here did not come to fruition. It didn't come to pass. The Tower card suggests to me there was a sudden thing that happened that destroyed the hopes of this like wish ever like actually happening. And the inverted High Priestess suggests to me that this was a matter of intuition. Now, I want to bring her up to you because she's absolutely beautiful. Look at how gorgeous this High Priestess is. Like, oh my god, she's just amazing. She looks like Gene Tierney, the classic actress. That might mean something to somebody, but yeah, like you know, Gene Tierney, I want to go into her life for some reason because the show must go on. You know, Gene Tierney was an actress who had a really tough time of it toward the end of her sort of like really public time in her life. She lived to be pretty old, but sort of in the middle of her life is this kind of when things just like, she just kind of disappeared from the public eye. Gene Tierney was, some might say, a paranoid schizophrenic at one point, and thought that, you know, certain groups were after her, certain groups were just like coming to kind of like ruin everybody's life. And I'm not laughing because that's funny, but it's very interesting. You should look up Gene Tierney interview and watch that. There's probably not that many of them, but yeah. So Gene Tierney also had a daughter who had a developmental issue. I can't remember exactly what it was, so she dealt with that. Gene Tierney was subjected to, I think, electroshock treatment, which really messed her up. She was pushed very hard in her career and had a really tough time about it, like so many of the classic Hollywood stars did back then, such as Vivien Leigh and from Gone with the Wind and all those other people. So for some reason, I don't know, I just feel like it's important to bring that up. But what I get with the High Priestess in reverse is that you knew about this. Like, you knew this was going to happen. You knew this tower was coming. You knew it. You know, and you can deny that you knew it to yourself, but really you're just lying to yourself because you knew this was going to happen. So what I'm getting is that this wish didn't get granted for you and it didn't come true for you because it's just not in your highest good. It's just not in your highest good. And it's really, really, really hard to accept that sometimes when we want something so badly, you know, and I have compassion for you for that, you know, I really do. So let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. This was upside down, but I'm going to show it to you upright. It is the Page of Wands. I don't like this guy. This guy he's a rod stroker, you know what I mean? That's just what he does, really. He strokes the rod and sizes it up and looks through at the world through a lens of this rod. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of full of himself, and that's what I get from the guy in this deck. I'm not saying that I feel this way about the Page of rods in every single deck. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But for him, yeah, I totally feel that way about him. I don't like this guy. Just don't like him. And I think that maybe he had something to do with this reason that you wanted this wish fulfilled. I just get the impression that this is somebody maybe you wanted to be with, or maybe you wanted in your life. But it just didn't work out, and you know it's not for the best anyway. You knew it wasn't for the best anyways. Let's see what's under him. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. There might have been some kind of like fast communication that was like harsh, that came out of nowhere. I get that it's not from this this guy, It's totally not from him. But it could have been somebody associated with him or something about him that you learned really quickly that was just like, oh my God. Well, that's a no-go, you know? Let's see what's under this. Yeah. Eight of Cups in reverse. I just feel like this guy is just not great. He's not great. And you know what? You were spared. Look at it that way, really. You don't need that person in your life. Whoever it is, it's like maybe it's not a guy that you were romantically interested in. Maybe it's just some friend or something like that. Or I get that you were romantically interested in him because I split the deck and the Five of Cups, you know, like that's like sadness about those spilled cups. It's in reverse. Sometimes I take reversals to mean that this is just how you're feeling inside and you're not like showing it to the world. You know, you really got to play it by ear as it pertains to reversals. But, yeah, you know, and it's like, again, just admit to yourself that you knew that this was like a tower and this was not ever going to work anyways and it's not good anyways. It can be really tempting, you know, to go for somebody who isn't good for you. You know what I mean? But it's best that you don't. And the show must go on. Because I get that there's somebody else out there for you that you are maybe like overlooking or something like that. I see the King of Cups came out. He wanted to show himself. And I feel like the person that you were like wishing for maybe was like a fire sign or something like that. Not necessarily, but it could have been or had strong fire placement or something like that. This guy is like Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and maybe this is the guy who's out there that's like better for you. Because the show must go on. You must go on and either sort of invite this guy in if you know who this is and he's like kind of wanting to be in your life. Like you can definitely invite him in and move on that way. But anyway it goes. Keep moving forward because that other guy wasn't good for you. So forget him.